Well, Tony, were you glued to the midweek, particularly the midweek results, particularly what was happening at Swansea against Derby?
No, but when the messages started coming through at the end of the game, then you know what I didn't. It's something again that I'm pretty good at. I don't get affected by stuff I can't affect, so it didn't bother me. Whatever the result was going to be was going to be. I couldn't affect it, so no good worrying about it. I was absolutely delighted when it came through, but was I sat there, worried about it, nervous, looking at this, looking at that? No, don't do that. Don't do that one.
Great for the fans, great for everybody at the club, though, that the season really does go down to the wire.
Yeah, we've got a great chance now. What we've got to do. People are talking about, Derby and West Brom and Bristol City and the whole game. What we've got to do is concentrate now on what I've just said, doing what we can do, and that is something that we can affect. So, we're looking for the players now to give it their best. I think we've got a full application of away support going there. So that'll be fantastic. And the players have really got to step up now and give it everything.
Some end-of-season games have been quite strange, where teams have gone into them knowing that a draw might be enough, but a win, they might have to win as well, but at least you know that only a win will do.
Yeah, I think every game you go, you're trying to win the game. And we've got to be that positive on Sunday. It'll be a tough game. If you look at Rotherham, I know they've been relegated, but they're probably the most structured team out of the three who have got relegated. They all know what they're doing. They're a very, very well organised side. And they are difficult to play against. And it'll be a tough game for us.
I know you're only focusing on your own game, but obviously you'll be hoping that West Brom can do you a favour. They're in a strange situation because obviously they're already assured of the playoffs, but they'll want that momentum to go into the final games.
We've got to beat Rotherham. I think the most important thing is that we beat Rotherham, and then we'll look at it after that. It's no good talking about if buts and maybes on other things that we can affect. The only thing we can affect on Saturday, and it could be an everlasting effect in respect of getting into the playoffs. We have to win. So forget about everything else. Just concentrate on us winning a game of football at Rotherham.
And if the two results do go your way, great. If they don't, does that represent a season of underachievement?
Underachievement. It's all according which way you look at it. If you look at it from a financial point of view, I think, nearly £40 million in profit from sales since I come to the football club. Cut the wage bill by nearly a quarter, third. Knocked the playing staff, about 9 less, to get ourselves in a position where, we are in this, what they call it, fair financial play league. So we've done all of that, and have still got a chance of getting in the playoffs. If you have a look at the other side, Derby have spent a fortune, Aston Villa have spent a fortune. The other teams there have spent loads of money. We played Nottingham Forest the other week. We'd sold players for over £50 million. Nottingham Forest had bought players in that squad that played us for over £56 million. So it was a £100 million deficit in what the two clubs had done in the season. And nobody talks about that.
You've talked about...
I've just talked about it. But that's fact. That's not fiction. No. That's fact.
Yeah. No, you've talked about the money situation during the season, and if Boro were still in the Championship next year, we are, I suppose, with the end of parachute payments, entering, if you like, the age of austerity.
Well, we'll see. Like I say, the finances, I think everybody knows that the club had a real disastrous window. No getting away from it. And, you have to put it right. And someone has to put it right.
Have you made your own mind yet whether you would like to still be here next
year? No. I'll speak to Steve. I've got a great relationship with Steve. As I've said before, I find him a very honest, very genuine person. I think he's, the money that he's put into this football club in his time here is just extraordinary. And into the area, he's a local lad who's made good, and he wants to invest and reinvest in this area, in this football club. And the supporters should realise how fortunate, how lucky they are to have someone like Steve. And my respect has always been the person who has been doing all this, and that's been Steve Gibson. So, you know, I'll speak to Steve before I make any decision.
Presumably, though, for you personally as a manager, another tilt at the Premier League would be a lot more sort of satisfying and attractive than another season in the Championship with perhaps other clubs, with, as you've talked about, with a lot more money than you have.
No, I don't see it as that. I see it as a chat. You know, but we've got to decide which way we're going to go. You know, like I say, there's been a lot of money spent here, and it needed to change. You know, I think I don't have to say it. People, you know, well, you do have to say it because some people don't see it. You only got to open your eyes up to see what we've done this year and how we've done things and what has happened during the season to realise that the club financially has been in a very, very poor position. And we've eradicated that. We've turned that around. We've worked very, very hard to stabilise everything behind the scenes. And we've still got a chance of getting in the playoffs, which is fantastic.
And all that money spent last season to try and get promotion, it didn't quite...
Well, 18 months ago.
Do you sort of look back at, or do clubs look back at that and say it would have been great if it worked, but you know, in hindsight, perhaps it wasn't the right thing to do?
Well, I think I said in my programme notes, you know, there's got to be an evolution within especially the Championship. If you look at I've just mentioned Nottingham Forest spending over £50-odd million. You know, then you look at Stoke and you look at other clubs who have spent an absolute fortune doing what this club did 18 months ago. And they've not got out. There's different ways of doing it. And, you know, if you're going to spend that sort of money, then you've got to be rock solid on who you bring in. And you've got to be absolutely 100% positive that they're going to be, not only have the ability, but the character to get through what is the toughest season. You're playing nearly 3 games a week every week. And it's about good characters and strong characters. And you need a bit of luck. We haven't had the luck that we've deserved at times, but that's, you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, the important thing is this football club recognises that, or has to recognise that there's other ways of doing it. As I said, it's not just this club; it's other clubs. You know, the boom and bust one, I find extraordinary.
Tony, you said before there, someone has to put it right in terms of next season here at Middlesbrough. That sounds a bit like, or that might sound to fans like you've already made your mind up about next season, whether you'll be here or not.
No, like I say, I'll speak to Steve about whether I'm going to be here or not. That'll be my, my chat with Steve.
Can you understand, though, you know, as I say, fans listening to you saying that, will you know, perhaps put 2 and 2 together and think, oh, well, he's decided, he's made his mind up?
No, I haven't made my mind up until I speak to Steve. If you take it that way, you take it that way. I can't stop you from taking whichever way you want to take it. It's fine by me. But I'll be talking to Steve. You know, I have tremendous respect for the chairman, and as a chairman and as a person. So I won't be discussing it with anyone, not even my wife at the moment.
It's ironic in a way, isn't it, that obviously you need, you know, your former club West Brom to do you a favour. You were there for...
No, I honestly, I don't see it that way. I think we've got to do ourselves a favour. Got to win at Rotherham. That's not going to be easy. You know, is everybody, you know, they've beaten Forest. They were in front against Aston Villa the other week, and you know, they've been in front. They were in front of West Brom and then hit the bar to make it 2-0. You know, they're a decent team. If you think we're just going to turn up and the supporters think we're going to turn up at Rotherham and it's just going to be a stroll in the park, yeah, it doesn't happen. You know, this club's been in the Championship long enough to know now that those results just don't come. You have to work very, very hard at it.
And just that point of the fact that obviously West Brom, you know, are your former team. Will you be sort of texting any of the people there, sort of saying, go on, do a favour this week?
No, but texting my players hoping that they turn up and play as well as they can. And you know, the players have to take responsibility. They've got the game to win. It's 11 against 11 Saturday. You know, they've got to really, really stand up. We've been given an opportunity and a chance. Now we've got to go there and watch them give absolutely everything, because it's players that win and lose games.
Do you sense that they are up for it?
Blimey, I hope so.
Great, cheers, Tony.
Oh, Tony, can I just ask the very boring question about injuries, special knocks? We don't know about your back four, but
no one is anywhere near it from the ones who were injured. although I threw wing in last week.
And nothing fresh. Nothing fresh.
No. Everyone okay.
Good luck.